It goes, everybody, because they will continue to play Danganronpa Antebellum. Wait, let me just put these earphones in. And, yeah, let's go. Where were we? Can I talk to Kiko again? Let me just check. Oh, that's Lyra over there. That's just meaning. Talk to her. Nobody. Over here. No one. And nobody here. Come on, man, we can do this. That's Molly, I mean. Where is she? I find Takiko's struggles more interesting than any of the others, though. Because that's the real thing. No, that's Sugi. Where could she be? Fuck. She reflecting? Nope. I thought she would. Is she doing the laundry? That's Smini, I think. Come on, give me the purple hair. There she is. Takiko, I'm glad to see you're doing better from earlier. It was a little scary, I'm just glad he didn't hurt me. If you don't mind me asking, what did he tell you? I don't want to tell you, because, yeah, Shinko just keeps on telling secrets. Huh? I can't, if you knew too. It's honestly... Sorry, I guess the worst thing about it is I'm not even shocked. I'm just disappointed. I feel bad hiding it, but if I said anything... Anyway, let's talk about something nicer. It's Valentine's Day, right? Yeah, that's what Dr. Alanis told me, anyway. I remember Valentine's Day. My agency always made me do these special events on them. It would be one of our most popular days. It would just be a client after client after client reminding them that it's okay to be alone on it. Of course, Y Day would still be busy, but Valentine's was significantly busier. At least it wasn't as busy as my birthday, though. Christmas would also be shockingly busy. I hope you get your next birthday off. Those are couples holidays, but obviously because, we know that the clients are single people trying to find something for themselves or looking for free therapy sessions. At least you can relax now. Why not? I mean, I can't think of far more relaxing places than a killing game. Not to mention, before I put my foot down, I was still basically on the clock 24/7 here. I'm sorry. Sorry, thinking of some time. Fuck. Alright, take care. Yeah. I made a mistake. Let's do it again. She didn't like that. Let's see. But those are couple holidays? Yeah, but it wasn't like that. People just wanted companionship on those days. They didn't mind who it was. I'm sure some clients saw it differently. I certainly got a load of weird vibes from some of them, but a job is a job. And they couldn't exactly do anything. It was against policy. I just had to suck it up and act like I wasn't aware of their creepy vibes until the session was over. You shouldn't have had to suck it up in the first place. Shinko, that is part of your job, you stupid idiot. Well, work is work. You aren't going to like everyone you're hired by. I guess not. I find myself not liking a lot of people, quite honestly. Oh, fuck. It wasn't good. I hope you get your next birthday off. Huh? You've had basically everything stripped away and publicized. I know it's good for business, but I hope next year your birthday can just be yours. Not something sold off to the highest bidder or commercialized or something. I think you deserve that. Sorry, maybe you're not all that bad, Shinku. Hey, I've got a few hours free and I'm not really planning on doing my dare. If you like, you're free to stay and chat for a bit. Yes, please. I like that a lot. Great, it's probably best we stick together anyway, considering how tense things are getting recently. Let's go. While I still disagreed pretty heavily with her actions, I couldn't help but feel a level of pity for Takiko. You just now? She seemed to be someone who assumed she had it all figured out, when in reality she was fairly young and lost. It made me wonder how she even got in this position in the first place. Hey Takiko, last time we talked about how social situations were sort of like a puzzle to ya. Well, kinda, it's a little more complicated than that, but in some cases it is about figuring out what makes people react in certain ways. Why do you bring it up? It's just a unique way of looking at things. I guess I wondered where you picked it up from. Do you have any therapeutic training or anything? Not officially, but I want to take some classes. It's just outside this game I'm always so busy it's hard to get the chance. Huh, then where did you learn it? Experience, mainly. I've been doing it for as long as I can remember, if I'm being honest. Sachi wasn't the most predictable person. Your sister? Since I was about 10 or 11, it's just us two taking care of each other, so she's always under a lot of stress and pressure due to money worries and work and stuff. Since she was that young, did she seriously have no other guardian? But she had a lot of outbursts, her mood fluctuated a lot. I got pretty good at picking up the little signals of when she'd be snappy or when she had had a bad day, and that would make her more annoyed. So in order to prevent causing her any extra trouble, I got very good at stepping around issues, calming her down when she was frustrated and helping her however I could. Aren't you the younger sister? You really shouldn't have had to. Well, I was going to provoke her, was I? She was already under way too much stress than she should have been. The only thing I kind of reminded is I felt I couldn't really talk to her. I felt I had to keep a lot of my own issues hidden or secret. It's kind of my fault. I didn't want her to realize that I had to grow up too fast. I think if she saw how mature I really was when I was younger, she'd feel like she failed me somehow. And she hated having her pride damaged. Well, I'm guessing you couldn't hide it forever, especially with your job. Exactly. Although things haven't really been the same since you found out about it. You kept it hidden? How could I not? She'd get the wrong idea if I didn't. Admittedly, at first, I was really careless with it. I didn't have an agency or any protections or anything. That does sound risky. How did you even start that? My friends at school were all doing it for money. Going out with people, that is. Not like that. At least I never did that, but I thought it would be just one time, just to help Sachi pay the electricity bill. She was between jobs at that point. Where did you think you got the money from? Odd jobs. I told her I did some chores for neighbors. Of course, when my odd jobs started making me come home fed and with gifts and getting me a bit too much money, I think she started to catch on. So you kept doing it? Would you not? It never crossed any major lines, and it meant I got free meals for once, not to mention it paid well. Besides, it gave me a chance to hang out and just be a normal teenage girl for once, and I was good at it. I'd already been shaping myself at home to not step on toes. I could do it for strangers as well. And I enjoyed it, a bit at least. I mean, it did kind of make me understand what Sachi meant about adults. But for once I felt more like the kid at school who was just so forgetful that she forgot her lunch every day, more than the kid who was just judged. What happened when Sachi caught on? Did she let you continue? Of course not. I was bringing way too much money. One of her co-workers spotted me out with someone, and by the time I got home, we had this big fight. I know now she was just worried. I mean, who wouldn't be? But at the time, I thought she was just being selfish and ungrateful. I was the one bringing in the most of the money, the one keeping us afloat. I thought she was crazy. I mean, I didn't want to be skirting the poverty line for the rest of my life. In my eyes, she was being selfish and just stabbing me to protect her own ego. She was just protecting her own pride. I was a real brat back then, honestly. She went on this big tirade about how I should be acting my age and doing things 15 years do, like she had any idea about that. I thought at the time she was just bitter and that she hadn't been able to stop her perfect little sister from getting messed up by the world. So I decided if she wasn't going to let me continue in person, I'd continue online, almost to spite her. I made my image around being a little sister. I assumed that Sachi wanted me to just act perfect and naive, so she felt like she'd taken care of me properly and hadn't completely messed up, that others would want to feel that way too. I monopolized my innocence and youth to give people the family they wanted. I gave people an unconditionally loving family member they couldn't mess things up with. People found it healing. And that's the image you really started to gain traction with. Yeah, it really took off. It was crazy how fast it was. Sachi was too busy to be online a lot, but eventually it got sort of hard to ignore. It took a lot of bickering and discussion, but we did need the money, so she let me return to the rental scene as a rental sister, but only under the condition that I was under an agency, which was probably smart. But from there, things just snowballed. I quickly rose to the top of my agency, and then my agency started getting more and more popular. I was almost constantly booked. Many people were sweet. It was definitely a lot better than when I was younger, a lot less creeps. There were still some strange people, but if they got really strange, I had a way of dealing with them. Your crime? But the point is, no matter if they were good or bad, what their intentions seemed to be, everyone wanted something out of me. Some wanted healing, some wanted reassurance, some wanted compliments. They never wanted me. They wanted what I could give. I can't really fault them. It's what they were paying for, but it was just something I noticed. It proved Sachiko's point once again. That being, Sachi really hated adults. She thought they were all selfish, self-serving, and irresponsible. They just took and took with no regard for others. But Sachi was a major Debbie Downer. She had issues with everything and everyone. One of those anarchist types, you know? Sounds pretty extreme. Yeah, but we mostly learned to not step on each other's toes. Things were always sort of strained after I joined the agency, though. She never took any of the earnings I made unless we were literally going to get evicted. Really? Was it a pride thing? I guess you could call it that. I think she felt ashamed she wasn't the one providing. She was older after all. It's funny though, I did start all of this to help her, but she won't even take my help these days. Now she's evicted. I'm honestly really worried about her, even if we don't have the best relationship anymore. You two seem like complete opposites. I think we're pretty similar, honestly. Really, I don't think you're half as aggressive as she is. I mean, I still get angry and aggressive, I just don't break anything physical. If I was frustrated or stressed, I'd get it out through my fan base, through getting them to attack someone, to feel like I still had some level of control over my situation. And that's probably worse than breaking a few pots and plates, huh? It's funny, really. You're so good at diffusing your sister, I feel like you'd be better at diffusing yourself and not lashing out. Trust me, Shinko, I'm a lot better than you think. Huh? I'm constantly diffusing myself. I'm not entirely sure I track, you're stupid. Well, you get it or you don't. Now, how about we talk about how you got your talent? I've talked for long enough about myself. Alright. Talked about how exactly I fell into being a crime novelist. Takiko, even when emotionally drained, always had a way of redirecting conversations towards me. Still, starting all that so young without any regulations or anything to fall back on if things went wrong, I couldn't help but feel very concerned for the girl. I was starting to see a very different Takiko than the smiling girl I saw on TV doing the weather every Wednesday. I was starting to see why she was always diffusing herself. I was scared to think what would happen if she wasn't. Cool. Next. I crashed pretty early tonight, going to bed as soon as I could. The continued midnight interruptions weren't doing my insomnia any favors. I was exhausted. It was always hard to get back to bed after them, but I couldn't stop them. So once again, for the third day in a row, the monitor in my cell switched on in the middle of the night.
Hello, hello, hello! Rise and shine! Our third day of Truth or Dare is now over! Only Lyra, Aurora, and Molly completed their dares today, meaning everyone else's truths for today will be outed! Really? 7 of you chose not to do your dares? Really starting to cross a line or something? Well, you've got a lot to get through, so I won't keep you waiting any longer. Starting with Prisoner 01, Shinku Kutsuki's Day 3 Truth. 3 days in a row of picking truth, huh? You're not great at this, are you? Anyway, his is... Shinku used to include characters based off of people he didn't like in his classes or life in his novels, often killing them off in brutal and twisted ways for catharsis. Yeah, he really is kind of a freak, huh?
Well, it's not as bad as Food's secret yesterday.
Then we have Prisoner 03, Ezekiel Elias's truth for today. That being, throughout all middle school and a majority of high school before going to Hope's Peak, Ezekiel was an extremely violent person who would sometimes beat fellow students until they needed to be hospitalized. Wow, our most violent prisoner has always been violent. Shocking.
Not really. Well, yeah, I could have probably guessed that, but beating them to the point of hospitalization is a lot further than I expected.
Now on to something really juicy. Prisoner 04, Takiko Uchiyama. If you think her reputation couldn't get any worse, wait till you hear this truth.
Oh god.
Takiko killed her mother.
What the fuck? What? How could she...
And if you needed a final nail in the coffin as to why you shouldn't trust her, there you go. Sheesh, you were right to vote someone like her corrupt.
By Takiko killing her mother, did she die from childbirth or something?
But moving on to Prisoner 07, I'll make it quick since you spoiled the surprise earlier. Boring. is transgender and has taken many steps to hide his identity out of fear of fan backlash.
I guess some friends of his might get mad at that, but not any worth keeping around.
But since he went ahead and spilled it earlier anyway, I'll just move right along to Prisoner 08, Izmini Cersei. In high school, Izmini got a girl expelled by framing her for cheating because she saw her as an academic threat. She similarly sabotaged other threats by making their high school experience miserable.
A mean girl. Yeah, that does seem like something Izmini would do. Yep.
All that over school? That's a little pathetic. Did you have nothing else in your life that made you feel good about yourself? Get a hobby! School isn't that deep. But let's move on to Prisoner 09, Fu Wang. I've been excited to share this one. It's one of my favorites. Fu is the reason his marriage fell apart, and he'll never meet anyone he loves quite like her again.
That really doesn't seem as bad as yesterday's truth. I guess in his eyes, this might be worse than that somehow. Or maybe he'd prefer this stayed hidden.
He's also definitely not over her. Not like she'll ever take him back after what he was like as a husband.
Not over her, but will happily mess with Molly's emotions and kiss her. I see how it is.
Anyway, last we have Prisoner 10, Asuka Santo. I wonder what they could have done. They're just so kind and considerate all the time, aren't they? Well, let me tell you. Asuka left their little brother behind in an exploitative situation without a second thought. He endured incredible amounts of hardship that Asuka could have saved him from.
Did she left him in boarding school?
Wow, so much for being one of the better ones, huh? Guess that leaving certain people behind isn't a new behavior.
I think Asuka must have had very different reasons for leaving behind her brother than they did leaving Taka.
Anyway, phew, that was a lot to get through. Of course, all of those will be posted on every social media you guys have and sent to the media as per usual. So have fun dealing with that if you're ever able to get out. How about more of you do your dares tomorrow? Doing so many of your secrets in one of these gets tiring, you know? Anyway, sleep tight. Don't let the impending thoughts of fallout of your deepest, darkest secrets being leaked bite. Bye-bye.
The monitor switched off and I was left stunned. Some of those were shocking, like Takiko's. I almost considered going over to her cell to confront her about it, but she'd likely be asleep. And I know that's exactly what Dr. Lennis wanted to avoid. I should be logical and wait for until the meetings. Everyone should have a fair chance to explain. But how do you even start to explain some of those? And how do you get worse secrets than any of those? What exactly was so bad in Molly, Lyra, and Dr. Alenia's secrets that they had to keep them hidden, even with how bad their dares were? I was starting to get very paranoid, admittedly. This motive was starting to get to me. The lack of sleep was not helping either. It wasn't helping me think any more rationally. I figured the best thing I could do was go back to bed, so that's what I did. I'm sorry, Takiko did what? Yeah. I woke up to the next day after a night of off and off sleep. Constant tossing and turning. What little sleep I got in hadn't particularly helped me feel any calmer about the current situation. I found myself overcritical of a lot of the truths revealed and paranoid about the truths that weren't revealed. I mean, I could always ask Fu, he'd seen all of them. But I was certain I'd have to do some kind of deal for that, and not a particularly fair one at that. The last thing I wanted was something else on my plate on top of the dares. Above all else, one thing remained clear. It was only getting to get worse from here. But I could do nothing but keep pushing through it. We discussed the truth at the meeting today. Hopefully it would provide some more context. And I felt a weird sense of relief. In comparison, my own truth didn't seem that bad. Although I couldn't help but worry about how they could make the truth worse than that on subsequent days. I get my answer as soon as I tentatively approached the envelope on my desk, opening it up.
Day 4. Truth.
I froze, seeing what was written. My mouth almost instantly went dry. Right there in front of me was the awful truth I was trying to avoid. Perhaps I assumed that if it wasn't spelled out for me, the reality would be different, that it wasn't my fault. But in the end, it was all me. What, did you kill your sister? Oh God, it was all my fault. I immediately started panicking. I knew it was something I'd have to own up to eventually. But if that came out, it could be detrimental. Whatever protection I've built here would crumble. I'd quickly become a target. I'm sorry, Akari, but you had to understand. It wasn't a matter of morals, it was a matter of staying alive. This was a killing game, and given how extreme the truths and dares were starting to get, people would start to jump others for the slightest of reasons. I just knew it couldn't come out. Before I knew it, my eyes began traveling down to the dare.
Dare! Destroy Prisoner O5's pin. Oh, that doesn't seem too bad at all.
Oh, you mean Smeeney's pen? You know, what Dracul's memento?
Okay, Shinku, it's going to be okay. Deep breaths. The real struggle will be getting the pin. Right, who was Prisoner O5 again?
Was it Ismini or Dracul?
I'm O1, Laris O2, Ezekiel's O3, Takiko is O4, O5 is... Dracul.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why it was my dare. My gaze lingered on the small pin on my bedside table, the one Takiko had given me after the last trial. Ismini had the other one, but the dare only said I had to destroy one, so I could just use mine, right? Seemed easy enough. But for some reason I hesitated before I went and grabbed it. It was one of the last things I had of Dracul, but above that, it was the foundation of my promise to Ismini. It was meant to be what cemented it. My promise to not give in to this game, not to kill anyone, not to leave her entirely alone. I know she was fairly reasonable, she would understand eventually if it was a dare. But after having her trust broken by Dracul, I don't know how she'd take me breaking the pin after that promise meant so much to her. Why am I hesitating? It's just a pin. She'll understand. If she was in my position, she would do the same. It doesn't impact the promise if I destroy the pin, does it? No. I said that, but deep down I knew. If I destroy the pin to save my own skin, just as the motive was starting to get tough, she'd probably see that as an indication that I'll take the easy road out when things get too rough. Yep. That when genuine hardships emerges, I'll just crumble, that I'm not willing to enjoy it with her. Just like Dracul. I sat back down on my bed in frustration looking at the pin. I knew whatever I did would cause problems unless... She doesn't have to know I've destroyed it. Right, she doesn't have to find out. That way she won't feel betrayed. I looked at my clock. The morning announcement had gone off, but it was still only 6:15 and the meeting wasn't until 10. It was unlikely most would be out of their cells right now, let alone Ismini. She wouldn't see me do anything. Right, it'll be like nothing ever happened. Asshole. I took a deep breath in and clenched the pin tightly, standing up and summoning my resolve. There was an incinerator in the laundry room. If I put it in there, then it would leave no evidence. Don't do it. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's that pathetic. So I made my way there, and the hallways eerily quiet. I wasn't usually up this early. It was strange. Alright, Shingo, alright. I looked down at the little pin in my hands, the light bouncing off of its surface as I moved it back and forth. I saw my own eyes in the reflection, holding no accusation. It's just what I had to do. If anything, getting rid of it was probably for the best. In the end, everyone else is right. Dracul was a murderer. I understood why Ismini mourned his death. She knew him far before the game. But I'd only known him for a month. That was the truth of it. I had no right to feel like something was missing. I had no right to think of what-ifs. I was just filling myself with empty pipe dreams that couldn't be healthy. And if I burnt them all away to ash, crossed them out, then perhaps I'd be able to see those I'd been using to fill the empty space he left in their own right. Do it. So I placed the pen in the incinerator, taking a deep breath in. There you go. This didn't change my promise. Ismini would be reasonable about this. I knew that. That means you don't know Ismini well enough. Yet an awful guilt filled me as I turned the incinerator on. The radiating heat from the incinerator felt cold as it touched my skin. It was done now. That was the end of it. I moved out of the room quicker than I'd want to admit, hoping that a change of scenery would help the awful feeling in my chest subside. But right as I walked back into the hallway, I ran into the person I at least want to see right now.
Shinku?
Are you okay? You're so pale. You look like you've seen a ghost.
It's Minnie.
What are you doing up so early? I just thought I'd take a stroll. Is everything alright? I felt awful. Yeah, I just wanted to get my washing done early today, without having any clothes or something to wash with. Alright. Are you sure you're okay? You're acting strange. Is this about my truth? Listen, I know it sounds bad, but I want to be an open book about it. I know I was wrong, trust me, but this game is just cherry-picking our worst moments. A few mistakes doesn't make us horrible people. Yeah, I know. I don't hold any malice about anything outed about you, alright? I don't want you to feel as though you can't tell things to me. I don't want us to become dishonest with one another. Thanks, Ismini. I'm not upset about your truth at all, really. If I can look past your crime, I can look past that easily. Well, good. I wasn't going to say anything, but it would be a little ridiculous if you excused murder, but drew the line at that. I wonder if the others will be all that sensible with us. I just hope these dares don't continue to get worse. Tell me about it. I know we're not allowed to disclose specifics, but yesterday they wanted me to do something terrible to you. I couldn't do it. I won't let this game destroy anything else of mine, especially not us. I'm certain of that. I'd rather much enjoy whatever ridicule the truth brings me than throw you under the bus. I want you to know that. Thank you, Smeeny. He doesn't have to know. It's better for her if she doesn't. I do the same for you. Liar. I'm glad to hear it. You, goddammit. I'll see you at the meeting later, alright? I'm feeling a little woozy. Oh, fuck. I didn't read that part. Alright, do take care. Oh, well. Trigger finger. I returned to my cell, a heavy feeling on my shoulders. It was what I had to do. She didn't have to find out. It was just a pin. It didn't mean anything. It was silly for me to feel so guilty over this. I was so preoccupied by meaningless worries that it took me a second to notice the new note that had appeared on my desk. A note that made my blood run ice cold and brought a haunting reality crashing down on me in just a few words. I'm sorry, at least this way I can help you, lecture hall, what?
I'm sorry. At least this way I can help you. Lecture hall. Oh God. No, not again.
What?
Why? What?
I could take a guess at who this was from, a twisted sense of deja vu overcoming me. I had no idea why. I thought things were getting better. I thought, this had to be a dare. It's just a dare. It's just to scare me like yesterday. Still, if this was real, this must have been placed recently. If this was actually happening, I needed to save them. I couldn't let it happen again. I promised that I wouldn't ever let that happen to anyone again. So before I could second guess myself any further, I rushed to the lecture hall, an off-putting feeling in the air. I hardly noticed at the time as I was so focused on getting to my destination, but everything was pitch black. All the lights had been shut off on that side of the prison, leaving everything in total darkness.
Hey! Hang on!
I slammed against the lecture hall door handlebar.
It's locked.
Tried again and again to no avail, eventually hammering on the door.
Hey! Are you in there?
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay. Just let me in, alright? I want to help. I'm here to help. This isn't funny. Come on. I'm not gonna be mad. Just open up.
It's just a dare. It's just.
I can't do this anymore.
Yes, you can. The stupid motive will end soon. And what about everything we said yesterday about living properly and finding things to enjoy about adulthood? Molly, please, you can live your own life, please.
It would be better if I was gone. I've known that for a while.
So you're just running? Please, come on, we promised we'd stay in touch after we got out. Don't you still want that?
I'm so sick of stupid dreams that things could be better. Everything feels so temporary.
It's just one day. God damn it. You couldn't at least extend it to like a week or something?
It's never been about if I'm going to do it. It's always been about when. Ever since I was little. I was a failure from the very start. Always thinking like this. There really is something wrong with me.
Yep.
I don't want my death to be for nothing. If I can help someone I care about, then maybe my life will have been for something. Maybe I can still have some value.
No, stop. Don't say that. Just open the door, please.
I continued slamming against the door. I needed to get it open. I had to get it open.
In my next life, I hope I'm reborn as someone who's easier to love. I'm sorry.
I'm not letting you have anything to apologize for. Stop!
The door eventually buckled under my weight and slammed open. I ran into the dark lecture hall. My desperate panic causing me to trip right over a rope on the ground. I didn't have time to look up before I heard something topple to the ground. And a crack as she was hoisted into the air. Oh, she hanged herself. I looked up at her, ascending, a gut-wrenching familiarity to the sight.
No.
Sayori from Doki Doki Literature Club. So you're gonna call someone, or?
Molly. Oh God. No, 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 Molly.
Well, at least she didn't have to suffer. I think she broke her neck because that's the whole point of hanging someone, to break their neck. But some of the executions, like being hanged, that's torture for hours. It's hard to process what had happened. Did I? I didn't, did I? Oh, God.
Molly, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It happened again. I couldn't do anything to stop it. I'd been useless in the end, because you're an enabler. I froze up. I couldn't do anything but stare at her, a crushing defeat coming over me. I didn't know how long I'd been there, unable to move, unable to speak, shocked and horrified. When an announcement I could barely focus on echoed behind me.
A body has been discovered! In light of this, all truths and dares for today are suspended and no longer need to be completed.
Lamau! It's Shinko just destroyed the pin for no reason, if that's the case. If only he waited a little bit more, he could have saved Molly, but no, he was so focused on his truth. All of this could have been prevented if he wasn't such a fucking paranoid asshole that thinks nothing but himself.
After a certain amount of time, in which I suggest you investigate, the trial will begin. Good luck, prisoners!
A body? Well, of course, but you needed 3 people for a body discovery, and I was the only person here. Which could only mean one thing. Oh, God. Oh, God, it could only mean one thing, yep. Don't tell me there's another one, yep. Double murders. Well, yes, the one is a suicide. Come on, load up.
Kiko? Kiko! Hey, come on. I'm not mad. I just want to talk about things. Kiko!
Jeez, I can't find her anywhere. I've been looking for her since the morning announcement. There's no trace of her wherever I go. Did you not hear the announcement? Maybe she's hiding, but why would she do that? Well, her truth is pretty severe, but I don't think it's like that. The cat always has a way of wording these things to sound worse than they are, yeah. If she had intentionally killed her, then why wasn't that a crime instead, yeah. Not to mention that night, when she said she wished she was never... I was certain there was more to it, but I don't know if the others are gonna consider that. I just need to talk to her. Promise her I'd be a better friend. I wasn't going to back on that.
Where could she have gone to?
I haven't checked the car yet. Maybe she went in there to get some peace and quiet.
Right!
I approached the doors, but as I was about to go in, someone grabbed my shoulder, a grave expression on his face.
Don't go in there.
Huh? Zeke, what's...
Don't. Just...
Those eyes, I hadn't seen a look on his face like that since,
Oh. You... don't mean... Zeke, what happened?
It doesn't matter. Just... don't go in there. Not you.
Oh, fuck. Taka's dead, isn't he?
No matter what it is, I can handle it. I'm not a kid, okay?
Asuka, please. Just... don't. Just... trust me. I'm sorry.
He was really desperate for once. I've never seen him like this. He made me worry even more about what could be in there.
If someone's hurt, we need to help them.
Oh, they're not hurt. They're dead.
No.
It might not be too late. I'm not gonna stand by and do nothing.
But I am gonna talk a lot. I shook his hand off mine and darted forwards, hearing his footsteps chase behind me. Who's the third
Asuka.
person?
Oh, God damn it, wait!
I raced into the courtyard and...
No. No.
I knew it. I knew he'd be fucking dead. First of all, I thought it was gonna be Takiko, but now it's actually Molly and Taka, so I was kinda right. 75% right. Well, this sucks. He's my favorite.
He's not. He can't be. He just. He. Taka. Not you. No.
Well, that's the thing, though, because Chaka was the only positive thing, the only optimistic thing here in this whole prison thing is like, yeah, he's gonna die.
Anyone. But.
You're fine with anyone fucking dying?
But. You.
Come on. I'm pissed. Taka's dead, man. Who's the third person?
So, you just write on them with those big fancy brushes?
You don't just write on them. You write wishes, goals, things you want for the future. Pretty fun tradition, huh? They say if you hang it on the bamboo branches, there's a chance your wish will get granted.
Does it work?
Guess you'll have to give it a go yourself and find out. Here, you try writing one.
Let's see here. Ta-da! I'm done!
I wish to be friends with Sugi forever.
Listen to this flashback. Suddenly, hey, look, a flashback that makes their bond even more deeper. Look at this, fellas. Wish we could have had that in the beginning. And, you know, it was woven in naturally. Not this sudden insert flashback thing.
What do you think? Think it'll get granted?
Depends if they can read your big clunky handwriting.
Well, I, for one, hope it gets granted. Because the happiest I've ever been is as your friend.
You don't need wishes to keep being my friend, silly. 'Cause we're not the type of friends who give up on each other. Okay?
Yeah, except for the part when the crime was revealed. Your principles can't stand it. Won't stand for it, I mean. Why wasn't it fool? What does he even do? Come on. Let's start this investigation already. Well?
They say some people want children in the same way some kids want a dog. They don't really want all that responsibility. That's too much. They want something they can have fun with and forget about when they're being difficult.
That's why grandparents and grandchildren get along so much.
To those people, I'd really suggest getting a doll or something instead. Dolls can't say anything back, you know. Dolls don't care if they're alone, isolated from everyone else.
Listen to this, Socrates.
Dolls can't hold any accusation in their little button eyes. They'll just sit there on the shelf, unable to change unless you decide you want them to be something else. You can have complete control over them.
I mean, some people put cameras on them to spy on people or something.
They won't say anything you don't want them to say.
There are doll talking toys. I don't know what to say.
They won't be anything you don't want them to be. They won't notice the suffering you perpetuated because life-saving procedures weren't covered on their insurance.
The fuck is this coming from?
They won't see you insisting a patient gets on a different, more expensive medication that does the same thing as their old one.
Are we alluding to Dr. Alenius's crimes or something?
They can be just another number, another overhead. They don't have to be a life to you. How inconvenient it must have been for someone else to point out you were a bad person. You really should have gotten a doll instead. You don't need sedatives to keep a doll quiet. But who am I to say anything?
Yeah, who are you?
It's in the paperwork, isn't it? I can't legally know what's best for me.
And you know what's best for everybody doing the thing? Having children and stuff?
I can't legally say what's best. I might as well have been a doll.
Uh-huh. So what? Somebody got murdered. I don't give a shit. I still couldn't believe it. I was shell-shocked. It all happened so fast I could hardly process it. Who's the third person that saw Taka's body then? That awful sound kept playing in my mind. The crack when I managed to get the door open, when I felt the rope beneath my feet and saw her getting hoisted into the air. If I hadn't opened it, if I just kept trying to talk instead of forcing myself in, then maybe. I just still couldn't understand. I thought she was doing better. I thought we promised. Did she know last night? Was it her set of truth or dares she got this morning? Why did she? Did I do this? If I had killed her, oh God. Maybe I had it. Maybe I'd set the body discovery up. Maybe there wasn't another body. Maybe someone else had done this and seen her already. You need 3 people for the body discovery. But then how would I have heard her talking? I didn't know. I was just coming up with excuses because I couldn't have killed her. I couldn't. But as 2 people came rushing over, my most awful suspicions were confirmed.
Kutsuki, wait.
Who's the third person that saw Taka's body?
Another body has been discovered! You'll be allowed to investigate this second body in the same investigation period, which will remain the same length as usual.
That's unfair.
Good luck! Ooh, double the fun! How exciting!
There's 2? Must be. That's means Molly's death was... Wait, we set off this announcement, so the first one must have been elsewhere. Should we try and look for it? I'm uncertain. We should probably inform the others about here. I just can't believe we lost 2 of us. What happened? Kutsuki, how did you find her? If it's my fault, what's going to happen to me? Like this? Did anything significant happen? If I'm caught. It's a lot like the first time she... Maybe that would be for the best. It can't be a suicide, else there wouldn't have been an announcement. Yeah, I know if this is what I suspect she ain't that. She probably did this to try to get me out, but... Kutsuki, do you know if anyone else entered before you? How on earth could I go on living with her blood on my hands as well? Did you see anything? Not just that if I did win, everyone else is Minitaka, Dr. Alinius, everyone here would be executed. Kutsuki. Hey, Alora. How on earth would I even start to explain this, though? Kutsuki. Molly, I'm scared. Yeah, she's dead. Please, we don't have a lot of time. Hey. I felt a small hand on my shoulder. Shinku. Takiko had crouched down to my level. Her words were more audible than whatever Dr. Alinius had been asking me. It's okay. I can't imagine how this must feel for you right now. It's okay. If you need to cry, you can. And just like that, It happened again. I thought this time would be different. I thought, God, she's gone. Hey, you did your best. It's okay. I apologize. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Kutsuki. I'm so sorry. I think maybe you should try to find the other body. We'll handle things here, okay? Alright, that would be for the best. I'll send anyone I find while looking this way. Please take care, you two. I'll be back shortly. Dr. Alenia swiftly left the room, leaving me in there with Takiko, who stayed by my side. God, this isn't your fault, okay? But it is. I thought things were going better. She was starting to... The person who's at fault here is the killer, no one else, alright? But that would still be me. And I'll find him, okay, for her. I can't believe it. I know, it's okay, let it all out. Take as long as you need, I'm here for you. An awful thought crossed my mind as she said that. The longer I kept her here comforting me, the less time she would have to focus on the investigation. Yeah. The less chance they'd find something that would incriminate me, maybe then. No, I couldn't think about it. I couldn't not tell people what happened. I couldn't risk them all dying, I knew that. I just had no idea how to explain this. I was scared. I didn't want to die. Do you think there's an afterlife, Takiko? I can't say. I just hope that no matter where people go after death, no matter where she is after death, that she's able to get some peace, that she's able to rest. I like the idea of that. God, I think we all need a rest. You could say that again, but all we can do is keep moving. It's all anyone ever can do. Is it okay if we just stop just for a bit? I'll pull myself together soon. She's really gone. She's not coming back. I failed again. It's okay. Take as long as you need. I'm here. It's okay, Shinku. It's okay. I'm ashamed to admit I stayed there holding Takiko for far longer than I should have. I couldn't keep continuing the cycle of just finding people to fill in those I'd lost. People that I wouldn't fail this time. I knew that I was using Molly for that exact purpose. But just for a moment, I wanted to feel like I had someone I hadn't let down. Just for a moment, I imagined it was you holding me and not the rental sister. Old habits really do die hard. Next. When I die, I don't think I deserve to rest. I haven't worked hard enough to be anyone worthy of peace. Look at my crime novelist dog, he's guilty as fuck. Yeah, he is. I was always told when I was a kid to keep my head down if I wanted to keep the peace. The world would not be kind to someone like me, so I shouldn't try to be overly kind to others. Then it would just get taken advantage of or be in vain. Then it didn't matter how much I did for anyone else, they'd still see me as other. That the world was just unfair. But that was stupid. If the world is unfair, why would you just sit idly by and do nothing? Wouldn't you want to try to change it? I wanted to be kind in spite of that. To prove that there were good people. I wanted to be fair, treat everyone with kindness and compassion, that even if my mama was right, even if people were just judgmental and untrustworthy, that at least I'd be a person that was worth trusting. That was my little way of changing the world. Things will always be unfair, but I wanted to make it a little better for those it was unfair against. To me, being kind was the most revolutionary thing you could do. That's why when I saw him getting picked on at Hope's Peak, I couldn't just sit by and do nothing. And that's why no matter what others thought about him, I became Tucker's friend regardless. But maybe at some point along the line it became more out of my own interest than looking out for him, but I never imagined he'd be gone.
Asu, I'm so sorry.
He can't be. No, I never got to. We were only just.
Hey.
He looks horrible. Oh God.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Asu. We'll figure this out. I promise.
He looked so mangled I could have stand aside, but I couldn't take my eyes away. My body wouldn't move even as I screamed at myself to do something, to say something. The body discovery announcement in the back sounded fuzzy. I barely even noticed Smeety rushing out of the faith room and stopping in her tracks when she saw us. Oh, no voice? Okay, what happened? She froze as she spotted Tucker in the pond. What on earth happened to you? I don't think you're the one who gets to ask questions here. I'm not sure what you... Yeah, real nice act. What the hell were you doing in that room? I was just in there all morning reading. And you didn't hear anything happening here? You didn't know he was dead in here? I swear he wasn't here when I entered this morning. I only just... Bullshit, how the hell did you not hear anything if you were in the faith room? You can't be suggesting what I think you are. What the hell did you do to him? You can't seriously think I killed him and then hid in the room next to him. Do you seriously think I'm that stupid? Really, Ezekiel? Well, you're apparently stupid enough to ignore someone getting murdered in the room next door, so I wouldn't put it past you, especially not without you've already been about to corrupt prisoners. I promise you, I heard nothing. If I heard anything, then I would... Before Smitty could continue, another body discovery announcement sounded. Oh, okay.
Another body has been discovered. You'll be allowed to investigate this second body in the same investigation period, which will remain the same length as usual. Good luck. Ooh, double the fun. How exciting.
There's another? Jesus, 2? Who do you think the second is? Sorry, I know that's morbid, but... Oh god, I haven't seen Kiko this morning. I can't lose her too. I saw her online this morning, but... I'll go try to find the second just to put my mind at rest. Oh no, you don't. There's no way I'm letting you out of this room. You're far too suspicious. For goodness sake, Ezekiel, I didn't. Just as their bickering was about to start again, Laurie entered the room, a little out of breath. Seeing us gathered, she only had one question. Is this where... Oh. I'm so sorry. Someone really butchered them as well. I don't know what kind of freak would be this cruel, but we have to find them. That certainly is disturbing. I can't imagine how that must have felt. Do you know where the other body is? Yeah. It's in the lecture hall. Who was it? Yuzuki. What? I hadn't really been close with her since her crime was revealed. It seriously freaked me out, especially with how old she was. But I didn't expect her to be dead just like that. I didn't want that. Even if she wasn't really a friend, she still... But I'll explain that later. Can I get the details on what exactly happened here? I was coming to pay respects to Mint this morning when I walked in and saw something wrapped in a sheet in the pond. I went over and unwrapped it, and I found Taka like, well, that. I immediately left to try and see if the killer was nearby and spotted Asuka. I was looking for Takiko. I was concerned for her after the truth came out. I tried to stop her from entering because of, well, who it was, but when she entered, the body discovery announcement played. I see, and what about Circe? Well, that's a real funny story, Doc. Right after the announcement played, she just so happened to come rushing out of the faith room, apparently having not heard anything the whole morning, despite being, right where the body was. I swear, I didn't hear a single thing. He wasn't there when I first entered this morning. I'm just as in shock as all of you are. Yeah, whatever you say, Isabel. I see. I can move? Nope. Elias, you help him get out of the water. I'm going to attempt to do an autopsy. Alright, let's try lifting him with the sheet. I don't really want to touch him. He looks fragile. Is there anything I can help with? You and Saint will focus on general investigation. I won't be able to stay for long. I still need to perform an autopsy on Yuzuki. So if we could all handle the rest here, that might make this manageable. This investigation time really isn't enough for 2 deaths. But we've got to do what we can. Asuka, if you need a second, that's entirely understandable. No. I can't let him down. Whoever did this, I'll find him for him. I can't afford to just sit by this time. I wasn't able to help last time, so let me help this time. Until I let them. Zeke looked at me with understanding. He knew what it was like. Even if it hurt more than anything in the world right now, I had to do something. Very well. Everyone slowly started moving to investigate various things in the room. I knew I couldn't sit by and let them do the hard work. I'd do some of it myself this time, for Taka. I had to be strong for him. That's all I could do right now. Okay, let's investigate. Let's see. Come on. Let me move. Sentil, you probably don't want to see this. It's not really a pretty sight. You were close to him too, weren't you? Not as close as you were. I hardly have the right to be as upset as I am. But you're still allowed to be upset, I don't really know how you felt about him, but I think you really did help him. He seemed to really look up to you, always constantly running about trying to do his best for you. I think when he was working for you, he really felt like he was doing something good, even if you were just giving him menial busy work. Although, I don't really think I even know the full extent of it. We only just started talking again when... I wish I'd made up with him earlier. I feel so stupid. You couldn't have known this was going to happen. You couldn't have known either. So don't blame yourself, okay? And don't feel like you have to put on a brave face. This must hurt for you too right now. I can't imagine how much more it must hurt for you. I feel guilty venting to you considering how much closer you two were. And I just keep thinking that this is exactly what I get. For what? For letting myself get attached to someone again. Sorry, I must sound pathetic to you right now. Lori. Sorry, you want the autopsy, don't you? I believe the primary wounds are from some kind of chemical burn, like some kind of exposure to acid. I doubt that's what killed him, but he sustained major damage from them. It's unlikely he'd have survived along with those wounds without serious medical intervention. Nevertheless, they seem scabbed over, likely cauterized. Cauterized? I don't know how it's pronounced. They look pretty serious. Can't imagine how much it must have hurt. It looks really, really nasty. There's a small puncture on his neck. The killer cut into a vital artery. That's likely what killed him. That part was likely relatively quick and painless. Alright. How do you know that? I apologize. I appreciate this quite a lot. What's with the black spots by the wounds? Zeke peered over us, inspecting the body a bit himself. I'm uncertain. Likely part of the acid burns or some sort of blisters from the cauterization, but it's hard to determine precisely. I apologize, but his current state is particularly off-putting for me. Why isn't there a mononecrophile or something? I wish I could do more, but I feel nauseous. Can't move. Hey, it's okay. We've been over this. There's a lot for you as well, isn't it? Alora cautiously nodded. I noticed her hand shaking. My hope is we'll find another piece of evidence that we can link to the spots. The only other things I could think of to determine what they are would be invasive. We might damage the body further, which I couldn't bring myself to do. I apologize. I get it. It's okay. Yeah, this whole thing is majorly fucked. I don't know how anyone could do this to him. Even if they hated him, this is borderline torture. Literally, it's so cruel. Can't believe someone would do that to him. What's with the triple dots, Doc? Isa was crouched down by the water inspecting her. She cupped some of it in her hands and gave it a cautious sniff. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Why not? Well, aside from the obvious fact it's probably contaminated by, all the sewage water from the prison flows into here. This is the last place it goes before it's fully filtered. How do you know? Tekka told me it's stuff Lori found. She was trying to explore the sewage system in the prison to see if it leaks out, but all of it is just self-filters. I don't know how it really works, but there's all these fancy treatment plants within the prison's sewage system itself, so it's all self-sustaining and stuff. And the sewage loops into here and out into our treatment plant, so it's probably a little icky. It's been a little treated at this point, but not massively. Well, that certainly explains the odor. Goodness, I have to go wash my hands. That's disgusting. Put your hand down. Ew. Why were you looking into the water anyway? I just find it a little bizarre. It's completely clear. I was wondering if I could smell blood, but no. You'd expect there to be some sort of trace of blood in the water, given the severity of the wounds. Sorry, dear. You likely don't want to hear this. No, it's fine. I'd rather be in the know. We've got to figure this out. It's kind of strange. Maybe it just got flushed away by the constant stream. Perhaps. I still think it's notable. Can't move. Well, I'll keep an eye out. Please be careful, alright? I will, don't you worry. Good. Sminny shot me a gaze full of pity before she went to try to look at something else. I hated it, but I didn't want her to feel like they had to tiptoe around me. I wanted to help this time. I couldn't live with myself if you guys sat by and did nothing. I swear I've seen this before, I just can't place my finger on it. Zeke was looking at the sheet that he'd been wrapped in. It was pretty soggy and messy, but it seems like it may look some sort of bed sheet that I could have gotten from any of the cells. I guess we can go check them. The infirmary and the 2 labs have beds in them too. It could be from those. I feel like it'd be a whole lot smarter to get them from those places instead of your cell. If it's from someone's cell, we could probably pretty easily pin down who they are by seeing whose is missing. Well, I don't reckon they're real smart in the first place if they thought murdering someone was a good idea. So no matter who it is, we'll find them, okay? I swear it. Yeah, of course, there's no way we're letting them get away with it. That's the spirit. Anyway, so we could probably nail down where the sheet is from by checking out, but it was used to conceal his body. When I found him initially, he was wrapped in it. Not much else I can tell you, sorry. Alright, what else is there? That's okay, that still gives us a bit to work with. Every little bit helps. That's the spirit. I think that's everything. I can't see anything else at least. Laura stood up, taking a deep breath. She did. I think that's all I can find on the body. I apologize, I couldn't do more. I need to return to the lecture hall. That's where Yuzuki's body is. I still need to perform an autopsy on her. Would you mind all staying here? I want to ensure no one tampers with the body here. I don't want to risk losing evidence. Sure, do you know where Lai is? Are we sure there's no more bodies? I ran into them in the hallway on the way here. She was with Wang. They appeared to be fine, so I sent them over to the lecture hall to assist Kutsuki and Uchiyama on the investigation there. Thank goodness she's okay. I don't know what I'd do if I lost Kiko too. This is already getting to be way too much. Wait, was Shinko the one who discovered Maiko's body? Yes, it appears to be that way. Although he was fairly catatonic when we found him, I was able to get a lot of information out of him about what exactly happened. Am I allowed to come with you? I just want to check if he's alright. I'd also like to assist Maiko's investigation. I'm a little stunned she's gone. If the others don't pretend, sure. As long as she's with you, I don't want her slipping off. She's way too suspicious. For Christ's sake, Ezekiel, will you two be alright staying here alone? Sentil, are you? I'll be fine, really. If anything, it's the most I can do for him right now, isn't it? If you insist. Alora and Iz walked out together, leaving me and Zeke alone with Chakra. Sugi, oh Sugi. Let me just drink my water. This awful feeling wouldn't go away no matter how much I push it down. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to just suck it up and investigate and figure this out for him. I kept telling myself I needed to just hold on. When we were safe, I could let it all out, but I felt a hand on my shoulder. I know we're not overly close, but I get it. When he died, I felt angry. I felt abandoned, betrayed, all this stupid shit. But I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to get him justice. I felt like I had to. That I at least owed that to him for letting him down. But it's hard. You feel like you're on the edge of breaking at any moment. And I can't say it's going to be okay. These next few hours are gonna feel like hell, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe these next few days. Hell, maybe weeks. But it's not always going to feel this bad. And it's okay if you can't be strong. It's bullshit they make us solve this shit so soon after they're just gone. Just like that. I don't want it to feel like I'm patronizing you or pitting you, but if you feel like you need to take a second, that's okay. We're all going to be working to find who did this. We won't let them get away with it, I promise. I couldn't live myself if I did nothing. I spent the last 2 months being horrible to him. I know he wasn't a great person, but he was my friend regardless. No matter how I felt about him when he died, he was still... You don't gotta know how you felt about them. That shit is always gonna be messy. Hell, I still don't really know how I... Point is, this sucks. It's okay to admit that. I know you probably don't want to feel weak right now or feel like you're not doing enough to help find who did this to him, but just know whatever you're feeling, you're not alone. No matter how messy it is, I'll understand. And if you don't need to pause, you're throwing yourself into this and getting him justice is what's gonna help you most right now, then I ain't gonna stop you either. Huh. I really didn't expect that sort of thing from him. Thank you, Zeke. I just don't want to let him down. Won't lie, it really, really hurts right now. There hasn't been a point in almost 3 years where he hasn't been part of my life. But I know I need to keep on moving. It's the only thing I can do. I need to do this for him. I'm sure you will. I had to find the strength in me to do this in spite of how much I missed you. I had to find out for you. In the same way I found the strength to stick up for you and approach you. In the same way I found the strength to distance myself from you even when it hurt after your crime came out. In the same way I always found strength. I would find out who did this for you. I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't be the kind of friend who just gave up on you this time. Yeah, I know how many times you're not gonna give up, but he's dead already, so, you know. Okay, we get it. Jeez. The girl has something to do with this. How do you know that? I don't know how long I spent on the floor distracting the Kiko from the investigating. I don't know how much of it was me trying to distract her and how much of it was just me seeking genuine comfort. But we were eventually interrupted by 2 people bursting into the lecture hall. Shit, the doc wasn't lying. God. Jesus, and to think there's another one. Wang, Lyra, where have you been? Are you okay? I was in the common room. I saw a fool rush out right after the first announcement. We decided to stick together. We ran into the doc in the halls, and he told us about over here. Told us to come help investigate. Do you know who the other one is? No clue. Alora was still looking for them. God, I hope Miss Minnie's safe. I can't lose her too. Never mind that. What happened here? What are you two okay? It's a bit of a long story. Take it from the top. We need all the info we can get right now. Well, I woke up early to go check on Mike after everything that happened with her yesterday. I wanted to see if she was feeling okay. But when I walked to this side of the prison, there was a total blackout. Everything was dark. Yeah. I knew there was an electrical box in Lab 1, but so I went to quickly mess around with it, see if I could reset the breaker. But when I entered the lab, it was completely flooded. With what? Well, you know, those big biotube things, status tubes, I'm not entirely sure what the word for them is, but a few of them had been completely broken and all their fluid was all across the floor. It was really gross. Ew, did it smell? Yes, it was really bad. Gonna save first, though? But I tried to wade through them because I knew someone had to do it, so I made my way over to the electrical box. What, you didn't get shocked because you were corrupt? Yeah, whatever. Just as I was trying to reset it, Alora burst in. She seemed pretty panicked, probably due to the whole thing with all the tubes being broken and the blackout itself. She came over and helped me reset it, but just as we got the lights back on, the body discovery announcement played. We started looking for it almost immediately, but stayed together just in case. That's when we found Shinko in the entrance to the lecture hall. When we came over, a second body discovery announcement played. So Shinko initially discovered the body. Yeah, I came over and I can't die. The doors were open, which I found strange, so I entered and found her like this. Wait, I'm not sure I'm following. Did someone find her before you then? Was there even anyone else on this side of the prison? I didn't see anyone, but maybe they found her a while ago. We still don't know when the murder happened. Well, there's only one way to get more information. Right, sorry, I'll get to investigating now. I was mainly focused on calming down Shinko. Are you going to be okay investigating, Shinko? I understand if you need to sit this one out. No way. I understand she was closer, but if we've got 2 bodies on our hands, we need all the help we can get. One is not going to be much off his catatonic. If anything, he'll just get in the way. I'll be fine, really. It wouldn't be fair on her to sit around and do nothing. I need to help too. If I'm able to monitor what they're investigating, then maybe I can guide suspicion away from me. I'm already thinking cracks are starting to show. That's the spirit, kid. Now let's get to it. Right. Okay, let me just save first. Because I have to prepare for work now, so there's 2 investigations. So this is Danganronpa, Antebellum. If you want to try it again for yourself, the link's in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourself. So okay, 2 bodies already, but the thing is, Shinko's fucking lying now. She was like, oh, I just discovered Michael just like this. Are you fucking kidding me right now? You fucking liar. You piece of shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the killer. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one that killed Michael. Hey, maybe when he... Oh, wait a second. You know when he slammed the door open? Maybe that's when... I don't know. What? I'm just making up a theory in my head, but maybe Michael set up the rope on her neck in a way that when somebody opens the door, it'll hang her. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing.